All right, everybody, welcome to Game 54 in the 1977 Chicago White Sox strat-o-matic replay. Game 54 does represent a milestone of sorts. It is exactly 1/3 into the season. You take 3 of the 154s and you get 162. So once this game is completed, we will be officially 1/3 of the way through the replay. Seems like a minor milestone, but I'll take any milestone I can get at this point to get this thing going and try to speed things up and get this thing completed. My goal is to try to get it completed before the end of the year. That's my goal. We'll see how that plays out. Right now, it is the White Sox taking on Earl Weaver and the Baltimore Orioles at Memorial Stadium. You can see the starting pitcher for the Orioles today is Mike Flanagan, and he'll be opposed by right-hander Steve Stone. So good matchup. In the actual game, both pitchers pitched complete games, with the Orioles winning. I believe the score was 6-1. But White Sox coming to this game with a record after 50. Actually, this is game 54. So after 53 games, they are 29-24. In real life, they were 30-23. So they're just one game off the pace. They are currently in 4th place because there was a big jumble between them and first place Texas. And you also have Minnesota and Kansas City all wedged in there together. Looks like a good 4-team race for the whole division. Surprisingly, Oakland A's are above 500 as well, but I don't expect them to hold on to that. I expect them to fade as time goes along. So I'm looking for a 4-team race. We'll see how it plays out. Right now, leading things off for the White Sox. Let's go through the lineup because the White Sox did a lot of changes based on facing a lefty on the mound. We got Bannister at short leading off, Lemon in center. Zisk is the DH today. Lamar Johnson's at first, giving Jim Spencer a well-deserved day off. Eric Soderholm's at third. Oscar Gamble, normally a DH, is going to play left field. Wade Nordhagen is going to play right field. Brian Downing's catching, and Jack Brohammer is at second base. For the Birds, it'll be Bumry in center, Billy Smith at second, Singleton in right, Lee May the DH, Eddie Murray at first, Pat Kelly in left, Doug DeCinces at third, Rick Dempsey behind the plate, and the Blade, Mark Belanger, is at short. All right, we're ready to go. Flanagan has finished his warm-up tosses. We are at Memorial Stadium, but this game again is in the advanced only, so no ballpark effects. But we got the aesthetics of a background of Memorial Stadium, although the cards are covering up most of it. But anyway, we'll just go with what we got. Alan Bannister is going to lead things off here against Flanagan. And I'll go ahead and roll the D20 in case it's needed on split chances, although we are playing just advanced. 1-8, Bannister against a left-hander. 1-8's a ground ball to short. So right off the bat, Bannister grounds it to Belanger. One shortstop grounds to the other. And there's one away. That'll bring up Chet Lemon. Lemon, a 2-8 against a lefty. He's going to ground to short. So Belanger's getting a workout over there. First 2 batters. Grounds to short. Flanagan must be on his game if he's inducing all these ground balls. Here's Richie Zisk, the DH. 4-12, and that's a ground ball. Pitcher X back to Flanagan. He is a 3-E-0. So he's not going to make an error. We're just going to see if he can get to it or not. He's a 3, and that's a 7. So that should, I would think, be good enough. 3 and a 7 is a G3, so that's good enough. It's 1-3 ground out. And that's going to do it for the Sox here in the top of the first. They go quietly. In their half, we go to the bottom of the first. Orioles nothing, and the Sox coming to bat. I'm sorry, the Sox nothing, the Orioles coming to bat. Got it backwards. Earl Weaver getting a little bit upset over there, puffing on a Chesterfield. So now we got the Birds lining things up to face Steve Stone. It'll be Al Bumry, center fielder, leading it off. 4-8, lefty for Stone. 4-8, struck him out. So Steve Stone rings up Bumry, one away. And that'll bring up Billy Smith, switch hitting second baseman. Kind of platoon with Rich Dower a little bit. 2-7, and that's a 1-out walk. So first base runner of the game. And we are using advanced stealing, but Billy Smith's a D stealer. He's not going to go anywhere. He's not even going to be held. I'm only holding C stealers and above. So Singleton stepping to the plate. 1-9 against Stone. Struck him out. So big strikeout there for Stoney. 2 down. That's going to bring up the DH, Lee May. Big power hitting DH, Lee May. 4-5 for Stone is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Bannister. It's an E4 48. He's a 4 E48. Let me say that correctly. 4 and 18. He'll get to that. E48, and there is an 11. Check the shortstop, E48, and there is no 11. There's a 12, but there's no 11, so it's a good play for Bannister. And the Sox hold the Birds to nothing in the first. Completed 1 here at Memorial Stadium. It's no score. And Mike Flanagan coming back out. He's got a 7, and so does Stone as far as fatigue. But again, they pitched complete games in this actual game. Stone went 8 innings because he was a visiting pitcher. Didn't have to pitch the 9th. But he pitched 8 innings, and Flanagan pitched all 9. All right, here's Lamar Johnson, first baseman. We had a 3-5 against the lefty. He's going to ground it back to Flanagan, 1 away. So 2 grounders to short, 2 grounders to the pitcher. And hitmen not exactly acting like hitmen. Here's Soderholm, 1-6. Split chance, 1-3 is a single. Anything else, they line it to DeSensei. That is a 3, though. That's a 3, so the single will stand. Notice it's a blue D20. That green D20 is no longer with us. And that is a single because the green D20 just ate the Sox alive. So an exorcism on that green D20. Here's Gamble. Now Soderholm is a D sealer, so he's not being held either. Here's Gamble, lefty on lefty, 6-4. Ground ball shortstop X, that's Belanger. And Belanger's a 1 E14, so a chance for a double play. 1 and a 5. A 1 and a 5 is a G1. That will be a double play because a 10 there, he's not going to make an error on a 10. So it is a 6-4-3 double play. Flanagan's got that ground ball working, befuddling the Sox. And we go to the bottom of the second, no score. Steve Stone will have to try to match Flanagan pitch for pitch and keep his team in the game until they can break through against Flanagan. Right now it's Eddie Murray, rookie Eddie Murray, first base. We had a 1-6, and that's a solid single. First hit of the game for either team is Eddie Murray's single to lead off the bottom of the second. Murray steals at an E, so he's not being held. Here's Pat Kelly. 1-8 for Kelly. Ground ball second base, double play. There's a plus sign there if the infield had been in, but they're not. It's a double play depth, so ground ball second base A. Easy 4-6-3 double play. So Sox turnabout's fair play. The Orioles turned 2 on them. They're going to turn 2 on the Orioles. It races the base runners. 2 down, bases empty for Doug DeSensei. 1-6 for DeSensei, and he will strike him out. So Stone, uplifted by that double play, comes to strike out DeSensei, and the O's are gone here in the second. After 2 complete, it is no score from Memorial Stadium. Bob Lemon and Earl Weaver matching wits. All right, here's Wayne Nordhagen, right fielder. 1-8 for Nordhagen, struck him out against the lefty. So Flanagan gets the K. That's the first strikeout for Flanagan, 1 away for Brian Downing. 5-11, and that is a single. We're not doing ballparks, so it is a single. First hit of the game for the Sox is Brian Downing. He runs at an E, so he will not be held. It's Brohammer. 6-10 for Brohammer. Ground ball first base A. It's another double play, 3-6-3. So might have to start doing some hit and runs or something because the double play balls are starting to come around here for both teams, really. And neither team really is known for their running, so known more for their power. But may have to adapt to get out of these double plays. All right, we go to the bottom of the third. Bring up Rick Dempsey, the catcher, against Steve Stone, followed by Belanger. 1-8. Ground ball to short, handled by Nordhagen. I'm sorry, by Bannister. Nordhagen's playing short. The Sox are in trouble. That's actually Bannister, 1 away. Brings up Mark Belanger, the Blade. 4-5. 4-5 is a ground ball to short. That's going to Bannister. E4-48. A 4E48. 4-15 will be a good play. He'll get to that. And that is a total of 10. There's no 10 on the 48, so it's a good play for Bannister. So another ground ball to short. So Stone's got the ground ball working as well. And that'll bring up Bumry. Looks like the outfielder's going to take a day off. 1-6 for Bumry. He's got a solid single for Al Bumry. And he is a threat to steal, obviously. He is a B stealer, so let's do some calculations. B stealer starts out as a 13. And being held, it'll be a -3. It makes him a 10. And then we look at the arm on Downing. He's a +2. So that makes it a 12. So 1-12, and Bumry's going to go. And he's thrown out. 17. He's caught stealing. So Bumry is gunned down by Downing. Didn't get a good jump, apparently. And Earl shaking his head, saying, "Where are you going now if you're not going to do it? If you're not going to steal it, just stay there and let us hit you in." So we go to the fourth. Still no score. Bannister back to the top of the order for the White Sox. As two double plays turned by the Orioles means Flanagan has faced the minimum. Here's Bannister. Bannister grounded to short his first trip. 6-4. 6-4 against a righty. He's going to ground to short again. Ground ball X, so we're checking for an error. We know Belanger's going to get to it. Just need to check for an error. And he is a E14. And this is a 13. E14, there's a 15, but no 13. So Belanger really staying busy over there. One away. Flanagan does have that ground ball working. Here's Lemon. Lemon grounded to short also his first time up. 4-7. He will strike out. So Lemon trying to avoid the ground ball to short and did so, but struck out in doing so. So 2 down for Richie Zisk. Grounded back to Flanagan his first trip. 4-5. Fly ball to left field. Finally an outfielder gets to make a put out. And it's Pat Kelly out there. He's getting lonely. And the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Sox. We're zipping right along here. And that'll bring up Steve Stone back out to face Billy Smith. So here is Billy Smith. Walked his first time and stranded. 6-5. Switch hitter batting left. 6-5 is a fly ball to left. So finally a fly ball off the bat of the Orioles, and it's handled by Gamble, who is not a prolific left fielder, but was able to handle that one. Here's Singleton, struck out his first trip. 4-5. Switch hitter batting left. Ground ball to short. That's Bannister again. 4E48. 4-13. 4-13 is a good play. And that is a 13. E48. There's a 12 there, like I said, but there's no 13. So Bannister, living on the edge, makes the play. 2 up, 2 down for Lee May. Lee May, 5-12. 5-12, ground ball first base X. That's Lamar Johnson. And Johnson is a 4, E16. 4-19, he'll get to that. E16 and a 12. E16, there is a 12. It is an error on Lamar Johnson. So that's the risk they took by giving Spencer the day off. Spencer is an excellent fielder. Lamar Johnson does not resemble that remark. So Lee May reaches on the 2-out error. He is an E-stealer. He will not be held. Eddie Murray got the only hit by the Orioles so far. First time up. Actually, it's second hit because Bumry got one too. 5-11. Switch hitter batting left. He's going to get another single. Single to center field. And Lee May will stop at second base. Doesn't run well. He's an E runner, so he's only a 10 runner. So even with not being held makes him an 11. 2 outs will make him a 13. But you don't want to make the third out at third base. You're already in scoring position. So here's Pat Kelly. 6-6 for Kelly. That's a walk. That's going to load the bases. So he ends up at third anyway, thanks to the walk by Pat Kelly. Keeps the inning going. Bases are loaded. 2 down for Doug DeCinces. First chance for the Orioles. Earl can't bear to watch from the tunnel of the dugout. 2-9 for DeCinces against a right-hander. 2-9, ground ball to second. That's handled by Brohammer. And the Orioles leave them loaded. So we go to the 5th, still zip to zip here at Memorial Stadium. And the way this game is rolling, we'll finish way before Uncle Ron is set to go at noon tomorrow, or today as you're watching this. Planning on posting this or premiering this at 11 o'clock today. Well, tonight is Tuesday night, but this is going to be premiering Wednesday morning at 11 to make room for Ron at noon. So here is Lamar Johnson to lead things off. Was going to do it Thursday, but changed my mind. So it's a 1-11 against a left-hander, and that's a ground ball to first, handled by Murray. 1 away. Brings up Eric Soderholm. 6-3 against a right-hander is a fly ball left field X. That's Pat Kelly. Pat Kelly's not very good. It is a 4 E5. 4 and 18 though, he'll get to that. E5, and he is, let's see, he's an E5 and this is a 10. So no error there. Pat Kelly does make the play. 2 down. Some shaky defenders out there, but up to now they've been up to the task. Here's Gamble. 2-5, lefty on lefty. 2-5, he's going to draw a 2-out walk. So 2-out walk to Gamble. He's an E-stealer. He will not be held. Here's Nordhagen. 5-12, and that's a single. Solid single to center, but Gamble not very fast. He's going to hold at second base. Runners at first and second for Brian Downing with 2 outs. Downing singled his first time up, erased on a double play. 4-7 struck him out. So Flanagan bearing down gets Downing and ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still nothing but goose eggs here at Memorial Stadium. Yes, both pitchers are in the groove. All right, so Steve Stone facing Rick Dempsey. It'll be Dempsey, Belanger, and Bunbury for the Orioles. 4-9. Stone against a right-hander. 4-9 struck him. I'm sorry, it was 5-9. 4-9's an in-home run chance. He does have normal power. That is, however, is a 14. So 14 is going to mean it's a double for Rick Dempsey, not a home run. So Stone avoids the long ball, but he does give up a leadoff double to Rick Dempsey. And now Belanger, who's a really good bunter, is going to try to bunt him to third. So let's see if he can do it. To 7, probably will. He's an A bunter, means he turns into a B bunter. So a B bunter with a 7. B bunter and a 7. Batter misses. Oh, it's hit and run, sorry. B bunter and a 7. Batter's thrown up by first baseman. Runners advance. So the runner does advance on the sacrifice. So Belanger sacrifice 3-4 with Brohammer covering. Dempsey does go to third. So now runner at third, 1 out. Infield's going to have to come in. And boy, Bumry's a C bunter, so I don't think there's any chance of any kind of squeeze play. I think Earl would squeeze him if he tried it. So he's going to let him swing away. Did single his last time up. 1-4. He's going to ground ball to second, but it's a double. It's a plus there, so the infield in is going to cost him. By having the infield in, that means that ball scooted through, and that's going to bring home the first run of the game. So by playing the infield in, they weren't able to get it, and it's an RBI single. RBI single. And probably shouldn't have played the infield in. I'm so used to super advanced, but on the advanced ground ball A, runner would have had to hold. So if it wasn't a ground ball C, they wouldn't have scored. But I'm just so out of habit playing infield in. It's just the way it is. So Bumry gets the RBI. Oops, sorry about that. Just knocked over my whole stand here. Apologize for that. That was a snafu, along with the playing the infield in. All kinds of snafus going on right about the 19-20 minute mark of this video. So let me get back to reality here and back to everything where it needs to be. Apologize for that shake up, so to speak. All right, here's Billy Smith. Now Bumry was thrown out trying to steal last time, so he's not going anywhere this time. It's a 1 out runner on first. He is being held though. Here's Billy Smith. 5-12. Smith's a switch hitter batting left. 5-12 is a ground ball first base X. That's Lamar Johnson. He's had trouble once already. He's a 4. and that's a 10. 4 and a 10 is a G3, but the runner will advance, and he is an E16 with a 10. There is no 10, so it won't be an error, but it will be a ground ball runner advance. So Smith grounds out to Johnson. Bumry moves to second. So Bumry's in scoring position with 2 outs for Ken Singleton. Stone trying to limit the damage. 6-7 against a lefty. He didn't do it. Stone's going to give up. That's a 16, so it's only a single, but it's 2 stars. So with Bumry being at second, he will score. So big RBI single there by Singleton. And the Birds lead it 2-0. Singleton is an E-stealer. He will not be held. Lee May, 5-10. Fly ball to center is going to end the inning, but 2 big runs for the Orioles. And the way Flanagan's pitching, that might hold up. It is 2-0 as we go to the 6th. Bob Lemon, not happy with his offense. Got to give Stoney some offense. He's pitched fairly well, but nothing to show for it because Flanagan has just closed the door on his team. Here's Brohammer, grounded to a double play his first trip. 2-11. 2-11, he's going to ground to first. Handed by Murray. 1 away. Yet another ground ball out in this game for Flanagan. Here's Bannister, top of the order. 4-5. 4-5 against a righty. It's a fly ball to left. So finally get another fly ball. Kelly will handle that. 2 down. Just a third fly out. All of them have gone to left field. Here's Chet Lemon. 3-7. And that's a 2-out walk to Lemon. So he will walk. He is a C-stealer, but down 2. They're not going to go anywhere with Richie Zisk coming up. They're going to see if Richie Zisk can do something. Don't want to run yourself out of the inning. Here's Zisk. 1-4. He didn't do anything. He grounded to Sensei at third to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Sox. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 2-0 Birds. And Stone trying to shake off those 2 runs he gave up. Settle back in, facing Eddie Murray, who singled twice off of him. 2-8. 2-8, he's going to single again. That's a 19, that's a 10. 1-19, that's a 10, so it's a single for Eddie Murray. Murray's 3 for 3 with 3 singles. He's an E-stealer, will not be held. Pat Kelly, 2-7. That's a walk. So Stone, a little bit shaken up from that previous inning, just hasn't recovered yet. Bullpen activity now for the Sox as they have some activity down there. Looks like Bart Johnson, the right-hander, is loosening. Here's DeSensei. 2 on, nobody out. We have 3-9 for DeSensei, and that's a 1 triple. 2-20 is a double. That's 20, so it's a double. That'll bring home at least 1 run. Don't know about Kelly. We'll check Kelly's run rating. He was not being held because he was a trail runner, but there are no outs, so you may not even want to risk it. Let's see, Gamble, his arm is 0, so that's not going to affect anything. Pat Kelly runs at a 17. Well, you know what? They're going to probably send him 1-17. Why not? So 1-17, he'll make it, and he does. So it's a 2-run double. 2-run double by Doug DeSensei, and the O's lead it 4-0. And Bob Lemon has to wonder much longer he can go with Stone. 1-9, ground ball shortstop A, that'll hold the runner. So DeSensei will have to hold at second base, 1 away. For Mark Belanger. Belanger, a 1-11. And that's a single for Belanger. How about that? A single to right field. Check and see. Let's see, the right fielder arm is Nordhagen. And Nordhagen's a -1 arm. Let's check. DeSensei was held. So that's another -1. He runs at a 13. It brings it down to an 11. And there's not 2 outs. So they're going to hold DeSensei at third base. So runners at the corners with 1 out. And that's going to do it for Steve Stone. They're actually going to bring in the lefty, Dave Hamilton, with the lefty Bumry up there. They might bring in Bart Johnson later. But right now, It is Hamilton to go lefty on lefty with Al Bumry. So 27 batters faced. He pitches 5 1/3, giving up 5 runs, but the 2 guys on are his responsibility as well. Actually 4 runs rather, and the 2 guys on are his responsibility. So infield's going to have to come in again. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's double play depth because runners are at the corners. Belanger is being held because he's a base stealer. He will be held. Here's Bumry. 6-5 for Bumry against a lefty. 6-5, ground ball shortstop X. So we're testing Bannister again. 4 E48. Whoops, 4 and a. I don't know what that was. I'm going to re-roll it. It might have been a 9, but I'm not sure. That's a 3, so that's definitely a base hit. 4 and a 3. 4. You know what? I think that was a 9 there now that I think about it. So I'm pretty sure that was either a 9 or a 6. I think it was a 9. That's what I'm going to go with. Was a 9. So it is a ground out, force play. I'm sorry, field runner advance play. So Bumry is out 6-3 for out number 2. DeSensei will score. And Belanger will go to second. So now the 5th run is in. It's 5-0 O's. Runner at second and 2 outs for Billy Smith. 6-8 against a right-hander. Ground ball short. That's going to end the inning. So Hamilton gets out of it. Does allow that one inherited runner to score. Close the book on Stone. He gave up 5 runs, all earned. So at the end of 6, it's the Orioles in charge, 5-0 over the Sox. And we're going to the top of the 7th, which is the point of weakness inning beginning for Flanagan. So Flanagan going to come on. And I believe Bart Johnson's going to take over in the 7th for the Sox and pitch those last 2 innings and save some of the better guys in the bullpen for another day, especially if the Sox don't rally. So here is Lamar Johnson facing Flanagan. 6-7, ground ball second base X. That's Billy Smith. Billy Smith, 2 E8. 2 and a 15, he'll get to that. E8 and a 10, he'll make the play. So Billy Smith makes the play. 1 down for Eric Soderholm. Soderholm 5-5. Struck him out. There's a dot there, but he's not tired yet. So that's 2 down, and that brings up Oscar Gamble, the left fielder. 6-10 against Flanagan. Ground ball to first, handled by Murray. And Flanagan 7 strong. He's looking to go a complete game. Don't see anything that's going to stop him right now, as he's rolling and got offensive support. So now we go to the bottom of the 7th, and Bart Johnson is going to come on for the Sox as Hamilton goes 2/3 of an inning, faces 2 batters. So he'll be available for the next game, but Bart Johnson going to come on and try to pitch these last 2 and save the remainder of the bullpen, keep them fresh for the rest of the series. There's Singleton to lead it off. 6-11 against Bart Johnson. That's a leadoff single for Singleton. He's 2 for 4. And the O's keep hitting. Singleton's the E-stealer. He will not be held. Lee May, 5-8, struck him out. So Bart Johnson gets the strikeout. 1 away for Eddie Murray. 3 singles, 3 for 3, all off a Stone. 1-5's going to turn. He's going to see what he can do against Bart Johnson. 1-5's another single. So single to left field. So Singleton will hold at second. But Murray now 4 for 4, all singles. You like that? Here's Pat Kelly. 4-8. That's a fly to center for out number 2. And now we're down to DeSensei. Had that big double his last time up. 4-9, and that's a solid single to right field. We'll see if Singleton can score. Nordhagen is a -1 arm. Singleton was being held. So that's going to be a -2 for the -1 arm and the -1 for being held. There are 2 outs, though, so that all negates everything. Singleton's a 12. So he's got a 1 to 12 chance of scoring. And they're going to go ahead and send him. And he makes it, so Singleton will score. It is 6-0 Birds. And runners are at first and second. 2 down for Dempsey. 6-10. 6-10 is a fly ball center field X. Lemon, he's a 3 E13. 3-11, he'll get to that. E13 and a 10, I believe, is a good play. E13 and a 10 is a good play for a center fielder, so Lemon makes the play to retire the side, but a run comes in. It's 6-0 Orioles as we go to the 8th. So sorry we couldn't have a closer game, but it's the way things go. Don't know if this is foreshadowing of Ron's Orioles of 82 facing California of 82. A couple of names will be in that game. Doug DeCense among one, Eddie Murray of another. Singleton is also on that 82 team. Dempsey's on that 82 team. DeCense, of course, is with California. Downing's also with California. So there's some smattering of names here that you would see. Check out Uncle Ron right after this game. Here's Nordhagen. That's if you're watching this real time. 5-8. 5-8. And finally, something good coming off of Flanagan from the Sox. It's a 20, so it's only going to be a single, not a double, but Nordhagen gets his second hit. He's 2 for 3. And that brings up Brian Downing. 1-8 against a lefty. That's a walk. So Downing draws a walk, and now Flanagan, one base runner away from reaching his point of weakness. Here's Jack Brohammer. 3-7 against the lefty. Flies to center. 1 away. In a closer game, I would have pinch hit for Brohammer, but 6-0. Might as well give these guys a day off when they need it. Here's Bannister. 5-10 against a right-hander. Fly ball to center. I'm sorry, fly to left. It's a C. That's why I thought it was center, because it said C on it. So there's 2 away. Brings up Chet Lemon. 2-7, 2-7. 1-5 is a single, but that's a 19, so that turns into a ground ball to the Sensei. And Flanagan pitches around that mess. Keeps the shutout intact. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 6-0 O's. And the only drama pretty much now is, will Flanagan get his complete game shutout? Bart Johnson coming out for lame duck duties here in the bottom of the 8th. Facing Belanger, Bumry, and Smith. 5-12. 5-12, ground ball first base X. That's Lamar Johnson. Again, that is an adventure at first base, but he has an 18, so that's good. 4 and 18, he'll make that play. E16 and a 10. No 10, good play, Lamar Johnson. 1 away. Brings up Al Bumry. 2 for 4. 5-8 against the lefty. Struck him out. So Bart Johnson gets the K. 2 down, and that brings up Billy Smith. Yet to get a hit. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. 5-8 against a switch hitter batting left. 5-8 struck him out. So Bart Johnson finishing in style for the Sox. Gets out of that. But we go to the top of the 9th, and it's all O's, 6-0. And speaking of O's, that's what the Sox have on the scoreboard. They don't usually get shut out very much, but Flanagan's looking to do it. Again, they won the real game 6-1, so if the Sox can score 1 run this inning, it'll match the real score in the game. All right, here's Zisk to lead it off. 4-11 against a right-hander. 4-11's a fly to center. Handled by Bumry. 1 away. Brings up Lamar Johnson. Flanagan 2 outs away from that shutout. 6-5. Ground ball shortstop X. That is Belanger. He's a 1, so we know he'll get to it. E14, and that is a 15. E14, there is a 15, so Belanger booted it. There is a 15 in that wheel, in that fielding check, so it's an E6 on Belanger. So now each team has committed an error. Each team with an error, as Lamar Johnson will reach. He will not be held. He's an E-stealer. Here's Soderholm. Maybe they'll turn 2 to end it here. We'll see. 1-7 And as soon as I say that, look what happens. Ground ball, shortstop, A. How do you like that? That's the way it's gone for the Sox tonight. 1-7 against the lefties. A ground ball, shortstop, A. That's a 6-4-3 double play. Earl lights up the victory cigar, puts the Chesterfields away. Gives a big round of applause to Flanagan for his complete game shutout. It is 6-0 O's. And let's look at some of the totals. Flanagan faced a total of 32 batters. Of course, giving up no runs. He didn't hit anybody, didn't balk. He did get the win. And the loss, of course, goes to Stoney. So let's check out his walks and strikeouts. Let's see, Flanagan walked Gamble, and he walked Downing. That's 2 walks. And he walked Lemon. So 3 walks for Flanagan. Strikeouts. He didn't strike out very many. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4 strikeouts. So 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Let's see how many hits he gave up. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got him at 4-hitter. 4-hit shutout. So Sox only get 4 hits. Not exactly the hitman, but again, they're using a lot of their backups, trying to use that lefty-righty strategy, and it didn't pay off tonight. All right, let's look at the Orioles and their hitting. Let's go backwards here. Johnson went 2 innings. He gave up 1, 2, 3 hits. Faced 9 batters. He gave up the 1 run, which was earned. Walks and strikeouts. He struck out 3. He didn't walk anybody. All right, Hamilton faced 2 batters, got him to ground to short both times. So all a bunch of zeros here. And now let's look at Steve Stone. Stoney gave up how many hits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits given up by Stone. So that means the Orioles got 12 hits. 6-12-1 for the Orioles. 0-4-1 for the Sox. Check walks and strikeouts. 1, 2, 3. Just 3 walks. 3 walks for Stoney. And let's see, strikeouts. 1, 2, 3. Just 3 strikeouts. All right, let's look at left on base for the Sox. Didn't leave on many because a couple of the base runners got wiped out by double plays. They left 2 on here, 1 there, that's 3. 2 there is 5. That's what it, and the double play ended it there. So 5 left on. They hit into 3 double plays. 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the ninth. So killed any chances of rallies. For the Orioles, left on base 1, 2, 3, 4. Left them loaded here in the 4th, so that makes a total of 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. They left on 9. Okay, so unofficially, this is what I've come up with as my totals. Game 54, not a good one for the Sox. The 1/3 poll is not their friend. They dropped to 29-25 on the season, taking a 6-0 loss to the Orioles. For the Orioles, 6 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, and 9 left. For the Sox, no runs, 4 hits, 1 error, and 5 left. Winning pitcher Mike Flanagan, a complete game, 4-hit shutout. Walked 3, struck out 4, did the complete deed, getting the win. Steve Stone takes the loss, 5 1/3, 9 hits and 5 runs. Hamilton, 2/3 of an inning to clean up the 6th, and then Johnson mopping up in the 7th and the 8th. Offensively for the Orioles, Eddie Murray 4 for 4, 4 singles. I guess he would be the offensive star of the game, but the star of the game, obviously, Mike Flanagan with that 4-hit shutout. So the Sox will see what they can do the remainder of the series against the O's. And I didn't check and see who the next opponent is. I believe they go to Fenway. Don't quote me on it, but I believe they go to Boston. So I know in an earlier video I'd mentioned about Manic Monday being the Red Sox and Yankee boycott or whatever, but I did say if the Sox were going to play them, I would show them on video. So If indeed they do play the Sox in the next series, we will be doing a video of the first game of the Sox series, of the Red Sox series, Sox versus Sox. So finish this one in roughly 40 minutes, so should be plenty of time for anybody who's also interested in watching Retro Sports Network Uncle Ron do his 1982 live video at noon today. You have about 15 minutes or so to take a stretch break, get something to eat, something to drink, whatever, and gear up for the 1982 playoffs. I believe it's game 1 of the ALCS, but don't quote me on it because I don't remember off the top of my head. I mean, they've already played game 1 of the NLCS, so I'm assuming that game 1 of the ALCS will be tomorrow, although he might be playing it tonight, so I don't know his full schedule. Didn't check with Ron on that, but it is going to be a game tomorrow at noon, which is why I'm premiering this at 11 to get this in and be done with it, and then set it up and put it on a tee for Uncle Ron at noon. So that's going to do it from here, and until next time, I don't know if I'm going to do a video between now and Manic Monday. I might. I haven't decided yet. Might do another White Sox video. If not, then we'll certainly see you for Manic Monday. It'll be Inside Pitch Baseball will be the game for Manic Monday, Inside Pitch. And I believe it's coming to you from 1976. The Twins and the Rangers, I believe, is the game I picked out for 1976. Inside Pitch, but of course that's subject to change. I might look over the lineups and see exactly what I want to do. It might go to 1989. I haven't decided yet. But it will be Inside Pitch, that for sure. That is one thing for sure that I know of. So, until next time, we'll see if the Sox can rebound from this loss. They dropped to 29-25 on the replay as Game 54 is now in the can. 1/3 of the season is down, 2/3 to go. So, have to get this thing picked up a little bit so we can get to that second third pole before too long, and then once we get past that, once we get to game 108, then you would have to think it's kind of downhill from there. So again, final score, Orioles 6, Sox nothing. Stay tuned for Uncle Ron and Retro Sports Network as the 1982 Action PC Baseball Replay playoffs continue on Retro Sports Network. Until next time, we'll see you all down the road.